Imagine waking up and half your village is gone. Not captured. Not moved. Just gone. Complete silence. Empty houses. Cold fires. Food still on the table. But the people simply not there anymore. This did not happen in a film. This happened on the same earth you are standing on right now. 56 million people dead within 100 years across an entire continent. This is the greatest human catastrophe in recorded history, and almost nobody knows it happened. Welcome to Echoes Untold, where we uncover the stories that history decided to forget. Today we go to the Americas to uncover an event that changed the temperature of the planet. Stay until the end. This one will change how you see the world. Before Europeans arrived, the Americas were not empty. They were home to 100 million people. The Aztecs built a capital city 4 times larger than London, and Europe had no idea it existed. They built stone aqueducts, floating gardens, and temples aligned perfectly with the sun. Masters of their world. Their central market was so vast that Spanish soldiers who first saw it stood in complete silence. The Maya studied the sky for 1,000 years. They calculated the solar year more accurately than Europe. Their pyramid was built so precisely that every spring equinox, a serpent shadow slides perfectly down the steps. The Inca built an empire larger than Rome, without wheels, iron tools, or horses. Pure human will. 40,000 kilometers of mountain roads, rope bridges across deep canyons, news crossing the empire in 7 days. 100 million people. A complete living world. And then, in 1492, a ship on the horizon. Columbus landed. Soldiers followed. Then priests. Then settlers. But none of them carried anything as deadly as what came next. They did not know they were carrying it. No smell. No color. No sound. Disease. It had arrived. Smallpox. Measles. Typhus. The people of the Americas had zero immunity. Their bodies had never seen any of it. A soldier walks into a village, feels fine, breathes the air, touches a door frame, then leaves, never knowing. 6 weeks later, every single person in that village is dead. Men, women, children, every single one, gone. Smallpox spread through trade routes faster than the Spanish could walk. Villages dying before Europeans even arrived. Parents died before children understood what was happening. Healers died before identifying the illness. Nobody was left to help. No armies. No swords. No cannons. Just a cough. A handshake. It killed more people than every war combined. By 1600, the population collapsed. 100 million people reduced to 5 million in one single century. A death rate of 90%. 9 out of every 10 people gone across an entire continent. Look at any busy street full of people. Now remove 90% of them. Do that everywhere. Forever. That is what happened here. Not in one place. Not in one moment. But slowly and quietly, street by street, town by town, valley by valley. A relentless and total erasure of human life on an unimaginable scale. And it was not only people who died. Hundreds of languages vanished forever. Every word, every poem, every name ever spoken in them. Gone with the last person who knew how to speak them. Thousands of years of knowledge, agricultural techniques, and astronomical observations lost permanently. Fields farmed carefully for centuries went suddenly empty. Forests grew back over them within just a few decades. Trees pushed through stone walls. Vines covered doorframes no human hands would ever touch again. The jungle returned as a scar. The scale of death was so enormous it registered physically in the planet itself. So much land returned to forest that it absorbed massive amounts of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Scientists drilling ancient ice cores found a measurable drop in global carbon dioxide levels in the early 1600s. The disappearance of 56 million people actually cooled the Earth. Let that sit with you. So why is this not in every single school textbook? Why do most educated people alive on Earth today have absolutely no idea that 90% of an entire continent was wiped out in 1 century? History is written by the people who survive. And the survivors here had the printing presses, the ships, the universities, and the power to decide what the world would remember and what it would quietly forget forever. For centuries, this was called a discovery. Columbus discovered America. But the word discovery implies the land was empty and waiting. 100 million people were already living there, already building empires that rivaled anything in the world. Only in the late 20th century did historians begin piecing together the true scale. Soil samples, tree rings, pollen records, and archaeological sites buried deep under modern city streets. The evidence was always there, simply ignored for centuries. The truth was always there, like a single candle burning quietly in a room where nobody wanted to turn the lights on. Small but completely real, waiting patiently for someone who was willing to look directly at it. Today, Mexico City, one of the largest cities on Earth with over 20 million people, sits directly on top of the ruins of Tenochtitlan. The greatest Aztec city is right there under the streets, buried and built completely over. History is not dates in old books. It is people. Specific, individual, irreplaceable human beings. 56 million of them lived here. They watched the same stars, loved their children, told stories around fires just like we tell stories today. They raised their families with their own hands, grew food, buried their parents and grieved for them deeply. They were not background characters in someone else's story. Every single one of them was completely and fully real, and within 1 single century, 90% of them were gone. Not because of anything they did wrong, not because they were weaker or less deserving, just because of where they happened to live when that ship appeared on the horizon. 56 million voices, still deserving to be heard. Share this story with someone who has never heard it, because silence is not the same as gone forever. I will see you in the next echo.